Hi, this is Patricia Stepper with Your Dream Power, and I wanted to share with you some information both on goal setting because I've been talking about that if you're a member of my Facebook group or on my LinkedIn business page. But I also want to share with you some information about a giveaway I'm in also and where you can find some of these tools. So let's get right into this. You see, if you're going to build a business and you're going to scale and you're going to grow and really live the kind of lifestyle that you choose, you have to have the right tools. And some of those tools are mental tools, and some of those are physical tools that you need. And with my clients, I always talk about the 3-step process that I have and to live a bigger lifestyle. So the first part is we have to think bigger, and we're going to have to set goals that are worthy of the desires and the dreams that we have. Now, if you ask the average person on the street, if they could tell you what their goal was, most of them would probably struggle because they really don't think about it. So let's just examine that for just a minute here. And if you've been watching any of my brief, goal setting over the next 24 days, you will see that I'm breaking some of this down. But a lot of times people think setting a goal is a waste of their time. Well, why do they think that? Well, generally it's because they've set goals in the past, didn't work out so well. So what's the sense of doing that? We get frustrated as human beings when we are told to do something and then it doesn't work out the way we want it to. And then we think, oh, well, that just doesn't work. So we have to start looking at goal setting a little differently. We have to, find the right type of goal, the goal that inspires us. Now, a lot of businesses will have you set goals and they tie it to your performance and that probably goes into your raises or bonuses and things like that. Well, the problem with setting goals in that manner, when it's tied to performance, is chances are you're setting a goal that you can achieve because you want to make sure you get that raise or you get that good performance review. And so that becomes a problem because we don't set goals that really inspire us. We really have to have goals that inspire us, and we need to write them down. There's something very magical in writing things down. And when we have them written down, we tend to have more focus. And we do have to start focusing on our goal because if we just think about it once and then we don't think about it again, it's out of sight, out of mind type of thing. And so we really need to keep coming back to that goal multiple times so that you don't forget it and you keep it top of mind and you start to think and develop ideas and it starts to grow and become more elaborate all by itself. So that's the magic of writing it down. You get it into focus. And I would suggest posting it different places so you actually see it. And generally what I do is write down my goal every morning. I have a book that I journal in and I keep that goal written down and, then I can refer to it and I can build upon that goal. So what I want you to do is to think about this as, we have to have the belief. We have to be able to stretch and to grow and to believe in our goal. So while I say, yes, we need to have stretch goals, goals that inspire us, goals we don't know how we're going to achieve. On the other side, we do have to have a way to keep them somewhat realistic because the way the mind works is if that goal was so big, like let's say you earn $50,000 and say you're going to, your goal is to be a billionaire. Well, that's wonderful. But that billionaire is probably not something you can do in a year. And so if you say, I'm going to be a billionaire by the end of the year, your mind's just going, who are you kidding? Right? So we have to set a goal, and you can have a stretch goal for the year, but then let's break it down and let's set, like a quarterly goal and monthly goals and weekly goals and daily goals to build up to that really big goal. And that way your mind will start to accept it and start to believe it. And what you'll find is if you keep writing down that goal and you start, keep focusing on that goal, your mind will start to figure out ways that you can achieve it instead of thinking that it's so far off that you'll never achieve it. So part of that comes back to the physical tools. Do you have the right software, the right information to make your dream come true also, because you see, that's part of it. That helps with getting that belief. Because if you don't have the right tools and you're lacking in some area, it doesn't matter how positive you think or how you work on your mindset, you're still going to have part of this not believing because you don't have everything you need. And sometimes we don't know what we need, which is why part of my gift is a blueprint to give you an idea of things that you need to have in order to achieve and to scale your business and to grow bigger. So the other thing I like to caution people about, and I was just going through this class not too long ago on goal setting, and it was like, set this goal and this goal, and like, set 10 or 12 goals in every area of your life. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. The problem is that we can't overwhelm ourselves. So you can set a goal like that, but then just pick 1 or 2 or 3 at the very most that you're going to actually start working on. Here's what happens. A lot of times when you pick like the most important 1 or 2 goals that you have, some of those other goals just start to fall in line and they just come along with you. But if you have 8 or 10 or 12 goals that you're focusing on, it's too overwhelming. And that's all you end up doing all day is, well, okay, it's now time for me to focus on the next goal. And it's just too much. So 3 at the very most. I usually go with, like 1 personal goal and 1 professional goal at a time. Why? Because we don't want to frustrate ourselves. We don't want to disappoint ourselves. When you have all those goals and you're trying to juggle them all at the same time, we invariably get frustrated and disappointed because something's not working out. And then we think, oh no, I'm not good enough, or I'm not supposed to do this, or other people can do this, but I can't possibly do it. And we set ourselves up for all that frustration. Why do that? Why even start? So we need to make sure that we're not frustrating or disappointing ourselves. So next thing is thinking about obstacles. Invariably, obstacles, disappointments, challenges will get in your way. And it's how you decide to look at that as an obstacle and mentally what you're going to think about that obstacle as to whether you're going to overcome it. You see, nobody has a straight line to success. It just doesn't exist. Sometimes we think it does because we see these people that are just highly successful and we think that they just, started and boom, went right to great success. That's not true. Success is a crooked road. And you're going to have obstacles. And I like to look at them as tests. So I like to tell my clients, look at it as a test. You are being tested to see how much you really want that goal. And if you're willing to overcome that obstacle, what you do is you're telling the universe, I'm going to figure this out. And I'm not stopping till I figure it out. And then, as you do that, then that goal starts to come towards you as you start to move toward it. Then you're going to have another obstacle or another roadblock that gets in the way. And again, it's a test. So always look at them as tests. And that's why in this gift package that I'm giving away, that link that I have in the information is a meditation. It's an abundance meditation. And that meditation will help you to get your mindset to prosperity. Because if you're going to think bigger and you're going to create a bigger dream and bigger goal in your life, you have to start thinking prosperity. You have to think of the possibility of doing something instead of the impossibility of something happening. So that's all that first section on think bigger. So the second step is to become bigger or to be bigger. And that's building your self-image and your self-confidence. Now, I know I've had clients that say, I don't think I have a problem with that. Well, you know what? What usually happens is we start peeling things back and we find things that they're maybe not so confident and that their limiting beliefs have actually inhibited them in some area. So to overcome that, what we have to do is we have to see ourselves as achieving the goal that we want. So when we see ourselves already there in our imagination, that starts to build our confidence. But you have to emotionalize it. So you have to hear what people are saying to you. You have to pretend those conversations going on. You have to see yourself with the good that you desire. You have to see yourself having become the person you are. Because let's be honest, the person you are today has gotten you to where you are today. The person to achieve that goal has not arrived yet, because if that person that you need to be to achieve that goal was already here, you'd already have the goal, and that wouldn't be your goal. So we have to become that person first. So we see ourselves achieving a goal, and then we have to add action. And sometimes people miss that part. We can do the meditation, we can do the visualization, but we also have to do something different. We have to act upon it. And that's where some of those physical tools I'm talking about will give you confidence, because when you know you have the right tools and you have the right processes and procedures, that gives you confidence. And the one thing we have to realize is that we have to work hard on our confidence. You can never work hard enough to outperform the image that you hold of yourself. You have to work hard. So that's why also in that gift package, I have this 30 Days to Better Me, which is 30 days of videotapes that will help you to build that bigger dream and bigger goal, and help build your confidence, and gives you, exercises and things you can do to help yourself to become that better you of who you are today. It's like my dear friend and mentor, and actually he was a personal coach of mine for a year, Bob Proctor, said that most people tiptoe through life hoping to make it safely from birth to death. And when their heart stops beating, it's just a mere formality. I don't want that to be for you. I don't want you to go through your life and end up thinking, what if? What if I'd only? Aren't those terrible words to say towards the end of your life? What if I'd only? Could I have changed the way my life ended? And changed everything about my life. Don't let that be you. Live your life to the fullest. So we think bigger, we become bigger, we are that person we need to be. And then the third part we need to do is we need to play in a bigger stage. We need to be able to take a risk, to get outside of our comfort zone, to be willing to do something different. I'm sure you've all heard that definition of insanity, doing the same thing, expecting different results. Well, how on earth is that going to ever work? And yet that's what we do all the time. We think that if we just, keep working hard, things will change. No, you have to do something a little different, because just working hard is never going to get you to where you want to go. Napoleon Hill says that in Think and Grow Rich. If you think hard work is the key to success, perish the thought. Okay, we have to start doing things differently. Some of that starts with the words you say and the thoughts you think. So often we will say something inadvertently, or we'll have a thought and it doesn't serve us well. So let's look at, scientists will say there's 10,000 to 50,000 thoughts that get through your mind every day. Now, you don't consciously think them because, you'd be exhausted. By lunchtime, you'd be, can't do any more thinking. So those thoughts are just like running on autopilot through our mind, but your mind never shuts down. It's still thinking when you're sleeping. And so I always tell my clients, when you wake up in the morning, how do you feel? Do you feel excited and grateful to get your day started? Or do you feel miserable? Because that is that programming that's going through your mind and those thoughts that are going around. So if you feel great, then most of those thoughts are very positive, upbeat thoughts. But when you wake up and you just want to, pull the covers over your head and stay in bed for the next 10 hours, your thoughts aren't good. And so you've got to change them. That's where that abundance will help you, because it's going to retrain your brain to think differently. And then you have to catch yourself when you're going to, when you say something. Like when your child says to you, oh, Mom, Dad, can we get such and such? And you say, oh, no, we can't afford it. Or do you think money grows on trees? Or one of those things that I heard as a child. And you see, the more we say those things, the more we attract that into our lives. You see, the law of attraction works multiple ways. It will bring you exactly what you don't want as quickly as it will bring you what you do want. So we have to be very careful the words we say. So instead of saying we can't afford that, say, well, not today. We'll get that, but not today. might want to be careful saying that to your child, but you know, thinking that to yourself when you want something, you know, you see that beautiful car and you're like, man, I'd really like to have that. And then that light goes off in your head saying, you can't afford that. And instead say, man, I'm going to get that car. I'm not going to get it today, but I am going to get that car. And that just starts changing the thoughts that are going through your mind. And then your mind will start to think of ways you can get that vehicle. So we have to start turning around all those limiting beliefs that are in your mind. And then you also have to persistence. And if you are starting, you know, your own business, you're going to be an entrepreneur instead of working for somebody else, you better have some persistence, because it's the things you don't know that get in your way, really. At least it was for me. You know, it was all the things I did not know about how to run my own business and things I needed to do. And I would learn one thing, which would lead me to, oh, I need this. And then I'd go, oh, I need that now. So it's that persistence, which is why one of the other gifts I have in that package on day 9 of the 12 days of Christmas is a blueprint to tools and systems. Because I want you to know all the things I did not know, even something simple like a CRM. I thought I had an email list and that was good enough. I didn't realize that there was a difference between having an email list and a CRM. So you need to make sure that you understand those things in it and why you need those. And you need a landing page. You don't necessarily need a website, but you do need a good landing page. And then you need system for lead generation. You know, just because you decide to start your own business, if nobody knows about you, nobody's going to come. So you need some system for finding those leads and getting people to know who you are and to come into your business. So that kind of covers it. So you're thinking bigger, you become bigger, and you are playing bigger. And now you have the tools and the mental systems that you need to create the lifestyle that you want. So I would suggest you go to that bit.ly link there and sign up for these gifts, because you may find something that will really help to propel you to a higher level. And if you follow me in my Facebook group or my Facebook page or my LinkedIn page, you're going to see each day I'm going to be coming out with information on how to have goal setting and ideas to get you to move towards having 2023 being your best year that you can ever imagine. So this is Patricia Stepp with Your Dream Power. I want you to be the magic of your dreams.